American leadership is not just respected, it is required.
Wow. So over the
It is required.
Definitely.
It is paramount. It is vital. It is very essential.
Hi guys, welcome back again. So today we're going to be diving into why does the US have 800 military I didn't know actually have 800 military bases around the world. Well, let me calm down. Let's dive right into it. How many countries do we have in this world?
Exactly. How many countries do we have?
It's like about 200 and something, if I'm not mistaken.
How many countries do we have in the world? Sorry.
How many countries do we have? Yeah. Look, so I think someone actually have this initiative. 195.
So how do they have
800?
800
Is it like 10 in each country? Even 10 in each country? Is it still going to 5 in each country? That was massive.
That's
all right.
Crazy.
Let's find out the reason why they do have it like that.
Early in the history of warfare, man learned that the best formula for victory was compounded of striking power, mobility, and self-protection.
Yes, definitely.
The US is easily the most powerful country to have ever existed, and it certainly spends more on its military budget than any other country does today.
This was an old video.
Yeah,
that's all pretty well known.
Yeah.
But less well known is the fact that the US has around 800 military bases around the globe. This map can't even show that many dots. These are just 200 or so dots to give you an idea of where these bases are clustered. These bases are everything from massive military compounds to small airstrips in the middle of the ocean. If you combined all the foreign bases that every other nation has outside of its own borders, you get a total of about 30. There's never been a country with such a massive global presence. And the big question is, how did these bases get there in the first place?
Exactly.
And how much is it costing US taxpayers to keep them open? Most of these
they use the taxpayers' money to do all of this,
Yeah.
I actually thought they just print money separately for it.
No, it doesn't work like that.
So it's taxpayers.
Yeah.
Okay.
bases cropped up after World War II,
separately.
when the US set up in places like Germany and Japan to help maintain peace after an era of intense global war.
But we cannot expect these people to discard Nazi ideas with the casual air with which they abandoned their uniform. Slowly, steadily, they must be taught the fundamentals of democracy. Our task is to supervise this training in democracy.
Even though these countries are now stable, robust democracies and allies, the US still has 50,000 troops in Japan and 54,000 in Germany. The Korean War brought an influx of American infrastructure into the Korean Peninsula, where we now have 28,500 troops stationed.
Wow.
The Cold War made the US expansion to every corner of the globe imperative to US strategic goals.
Here in Russia, you see the reason why we are spending billions of dollars in defense production. Why your family is paying the highest taxes in our history.
But even now that the Cold War is over, there's not a place on Earth that's not still covered by US military influence. This includes everything from naval compounds like those in Guantanamo Bay, to small drone bases like those in the Horn of Africa, to little-known posts in the middle of the Indian Ocean like that of Diego Garcia.
Middle of the ocean.
And it's not cheap. Keeping US foreign bases open costs taxpayers between $70 and $100 billion per year. That's more than any other government agency receives in taxpayer money, besides, of course, the Department of Defense itself. Taxpayers pay between $10,000 and $40,000 more per soldier stationed abroad than they do for those stationed here domestically. But this cost seems to be worth it to most lawmakers. The idea that US military leadership provides an indispensable stability to the globe is now a fixture of our global strategy and our foreign policy.
In an uncertain world, full of breathtaking change, the one constant is American leadership.
You can't have stability without American leadership. There's only one nation in the world capable of rallying the freedom-loving people of this planet to confront evil.
American leadership is not just respected, it is required.
So over the
It is required.
Definitely.
It is paramount. It is vital. It is very essential.
Because I think Americans were the first people that fought. I think American and UK, if I'm not mistaken, for freedom.
Yes, yeah.
Do you understand? So definitely. Every other person in the world, I might get my wrongs fast.
America is that country that when they see something wrong,
they act.
They act.
And okay.
Past 70 years, the US has set up bases all over the world in response to threats, and then they just never left.
But including
These 8
all over the world, including North Korea,
I doubt.
including Russia,
I doubt.
because I
Because
don't.
if you look at this map, right, I'm very sure this. I'm very
he
certain
said
this is
dot
Russia.
is just 200 dots. It's
Okay,
not up to the 800.
yeah.
But I just want to know if it includes those countries, because those countries are like very.
I think
big on territory.
if you watch recent events, you will know that one of the causes is having a military base
Around them.
So
Right.
definitely, I feel like it's a no.
Okay.
You understand?
100 bases around the world represent a massive system of military power that isn't often talked about. And it's us, the American taxpayers, that are financially supporting this.
Wow.
We have all
it's
decided that
actually
it's
the
worth
American
it to
people
pump
that are
$100 billion out of our economy to keep these bases open on the far corners of our globe.
Wow, that's massive.
Wow.
That's massive.
Wow.
As of back then, only the defense ministry budget was like 650 something billion. Was it billion or million? He said there. That's huge.
Currently, it's summing up to $1 trillion.
That's
of
huge.
dollar currently, and to see that these are from taxpayer money.
Yeah. And okay, let's look at another fact, right? Most people are like, why are they there? Why are they there? Initially, most of these places were in conflict, chaos, and they came to intervene and, brought stability to the zone. You understand? And I'm very sure there are some certain places that once they leave, total chaos will creep in.
Like when they left Afghanistan.
Yeah.
You can see what happened after.
So, honestly, it is a necessary.
It's a necessity.
Yeah, it's a very good bold step. You understand? And I love the fact that the people that are taking those bold steps are people that stand and fight alongside freedom. Because imagine it was a dictator. We are all finished. That's the honest truth. Yeah. We are all finished. If it are those people that don't have a moral compass, we will not be speaking like this. Most of us that are out there criticizing, why did they have such, we will not have the freedom to actually speak in that manner. Let's be frank, if it was a dictator that had such power, it would have been a total different case. So, kudos goes to the American people. It's really brave because, like they said, it's taxpayers' money. And that's a huge sum.
I actually thought they just raised money for all of this.
No.
It was fun.
Alright guys, thank you guys for sticking around to this part. Don't forget to like, subscribe and comment on this video. I'll see you guys on the next one. For now, remember, blessed and bye.